All right. Well, good on you, Zach. And hey, welcome everybody. You can hear our little far behind the scenes conversation on this lovely. Yes, this is a Tuesday night.
I think so. I think it's Tuesday.
The days start running together here a little bit, but good evening. Time for another comic rating stream here on the England Team Network on the I Love Comics channel. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We've got a nice panel. Somebody's tapping on their microphone like they're putting out Morse code.
That might have been me chewing on a sandwich. I apologize. I didn't realize my jaws were that noisy.
Yeah, anybody that's listened to you is well aware of that.
Okay. Low shot, but well deserved.
Well, and so along with me, of course, here you heard the dulcet tones of Zach. Good evening, Zach. How are you?
I'm better now. Better now that I got a turkey sandwich in my stomach.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear. And of course, we have our Doctor of Comics, Eric Breen. How are you, sir?
I just say it's a pleasure to be streaming with old Iron Jaw Richmond.
And away from the microphone at the moment, but he'll be back shortly, is our very own non-medical doctor, Dr. Venkman, who also co-hosts the Geeky Puppet Show there. So tonight we are delving back into the Golden Age and specifically looking at the Golden Age of Superman. So thanks again for joining us. I see we've got some of our usual fans out there. One Slick Dude. Good evening, Rhaegar. Hello, Maranya. Hello to Joe. Hello to Dark Admiral. An Ethereal Dragon. Thanks for tuning in, joining us.
Wait, hold on. Dark Admiral, please, not you too. Have you fallen to making the white ZACK association jokes now? I just put that together. I thought he was a stalwart non-participator in those jokes. I guess I was wrong.
It just kind of it's just so catchy. Who is this Fitzgerald guy? Okay, he just hit another homer.
I don't know. I just turned my head to get the screen set up here, and I see it's 2-1. So
he homered like 4 games in a row, but I don't know if there's a game between that one and this one. But he, came out. That gives him 6. So apparently he just came out of nowhere too.
Yeah. Well, we're still trying to find some combination that works right now. Because we're definitely scuffling. I don't think we're going to make the playoffs this year, but
my boys found a way how not to lose.
Yeah,
just go to a city where it rained 3 inches. That doesn't help them for tomorrow, but for tonight,
yeah, get those rainouts. So let's see. Of course, our scale here that we rank comic books on is a scale from 1 to 10. 1, as you see, being god awful, going all the way up to 10, which is super awesome. And so please grade the covers along with us in the chat there. We'll add up the numbers at the end of the night and see where everybody ranks the comic books at. And let's see. Oh, there's Venkman. He's back.
With donuts.
With donuts. From a chain shop or a local place?
Oh, from actually my gas station.
The frosty
gas station
so
donuts. The best. Yeah. So
and then you add your own frosting on top of that too.
Yeah. And of course, once again, if you do like this content, make sure to click like and subscribe. You could always drop $1 in the Ko-Fi bin. The address is there, kofi.com/EnglandTeen from I Love Comics. And we greatly appreciate it. It keeps the channel going. And I think we're all ready to go here. And we will kick off with, I think a cover that a lot of people are familiar with here. And that is Superman #1. So, Venkman, what's your ranking here on Superman #1?
Well, this is the first time reaction because I've never seen Superman #1. I've only ever seen him live in the car. I think it's Action Comics.
That's Action Comics #1. Yeah.
Yeah.
Complete story of the daring exploits of the one and only Superman. All in full color, 64 pages of action. Well, that's going to take you 2 hours to read.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's like the heavy with dialogue.
It does.
Wow, Vince Coletta was in Metropolis.
Yeah.
I guess you're looking at a mirror into the world of, or a portal into the world of Metropolis with Superman. I guess. I mean, kind of weird place for 10 cents. I'm gonna give it like a 6.
A 6. All right.
Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. It's
Okay.
just weird.
All right. And Eric, your thoughts?
Wait a second. I'm taking VENKMAN out of the will here.
You know what? You know what though? If I'm out of the will, it means I have less books coming this way and I have more room.
This is my score ranks the cover price. This is simple but iconic as hell. You can see Superman because at the time he didn't fly, so he was taking one of his tall leaps.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's nothing really that interferes with the cover itself. It's like basically like looking at it's like seeing looking out a window and seeing him. Everything's I think it's very well set up. The stuff at the bottom doesn't interfere with anything. There's not too much unnecessary stuff. And you notice what's not on this cover?
The Flash.
An issue number?
An issue number. That was something that they did also through the 60s because they felt that first issues wouldn't sell. So they just kind of made you think, oh, I must have missed the other ones.
Also, it's just complete story, so it's not you're not getting multiple continuing parts. You're getting actually self-contained issues here.
Well, there weren't
Yeah, pretty
continuing
cool.
stories yet at this time.
Yep.
But yeah, I said I really I've got a 10 stand up of this cover.
Oh,
in
nice.
in my nerd room.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, all right, a 10 from Eric. Zach, your thoughts?
Ooh, I mean, on the one hand, the figure is drawn really nice. I actually kind of like the framing with the circle. I kind of dig that. The title dress, of course, is iconic. I agree with Venkman. The little 10-cent thing is really weird. The slant that it's at, you can barely see the cent sign. I think I gotta agree with Venkman on this. I think I gotta give it a 6 though. The background's kind of bare, which I guess is good because it highlights Superman. It makes him like the focal point more. But yeah, I gotta say it doesn't do a whole lot for me though. I gotta give it a 6.
All right, Zach is out of the will.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out of the will too.
Yeah. Well,
If
Eric,
one of us goes, we all go.
Eric, you can replace Venkman or Zach with me in the will because I'll go ahead and give this a 10. The
You want
layout.
some comics?
Pardon me?
You want some comics?
Yes, please.
All right.
The layout actually reminds me of a postage stamp.
He didn't say they'd be good comics.
You're getting all the comics that Breen was disappointed in.
Yeah. I got all these.
So a bunch of comics and 2 sons.
Yeah, but if you've ever collected older postage stamps, which I did as a little kid once with my mom because she collected stamps, the layout with the oval, what have you, there just reminds me, and I've always thought it's reminded me of a early postage stamp. Along with, you realize, I mean, one thing that carried over for decades and decades is that Superman typeface. And, so with that, I'm going to give it a 10.
You know what? I would give this 10 if he wasn't curved over like this. If he was standing straight up. But
So I guess
remember,
is that what LK stood for
not flying.
originally?
What's that?
Is that what LK stood for originally?
What?
Your childhood little kid?
No. No. Let's see what we've got from the chat here. Starting off, Dark Admiral saying there's no way he can't give this a 10. So that is a 10. Joe is giving us a disclaimer saying he's ranking these comics on a curve, so he's giving it an 8.
he's driving right now.
MK comes in, he gives it a 10 as well.
That was pretty good.
Maranya is saying she likes the old-timey feel of the cover. The focus is on Superman, as it should be. All the elements are balanced. The score is an unqualified Super 10. Let's see, Ethereal noticing there's no floating heads or word bubbles, and MK is noticing there's no DC branding anywhere. Well, they weren't known. They weren't known as DC Comics yet, were they?
No.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Ethereal Dragon is agreeing with the Katzenjammer kids there and giving it a 6.
There's also no villain in here either. It's just Superman by himself.
Yeah, just leaping that tall building in a single bound.
You didn't have villains yet.
That was the enemy. Darn, building's too tall.
No. One slick dude is giving it an 8, saying the background behind Superman looks weird. Is it a building or what is it? Yes, those are buildings. He's in the city. And his right hand has 2 fingers.
Sorry.
Well, that's perspective. His hand is, kind of turned away from the camera, so you only see 2 of his 4 fingers there, plus the thumb.
He's an alien. He's an alien. He doesn't need to have
that's how I'm looking to justify it. And Marani agrees with me about the perspective on the hand. Dark Admiral agrees with me about, reminds him of the postage stamp. One slick dude notes that he still collects postage stamps, and Rhaegar gives it a 6. And let's see. Eddie there, thanks. He's noting that Emmy Award nominations for Shogun and X-Men 97. Well, that's cool. Eddie, we're on a cover ranking stream, so we're basically ranking comic covers here that we see. In this case, they're going to be Superman Golden Age covers, ranking them from 1 to 10, with 1 being god-awful all the way up to 10, which is super awesome. So please, if you'd like to, you can put your ranking there in the chat. We'll add it to the total to come up with the average for each book.
And apparently for this issue, your only choices are 6 or 10.
Or 8. We do have
1 8, but
we do have 2 8s, but currently we do have 4 6s plus 2 8s plus 5 10s, and with that, and that's pretty easy math because we've got 2 4. Oops, divide by 11
with your non-comic core math.
Yeah, with actual math.
Another 10 just came in.
Oh, did we get a late 10?
Yes,
from
Ice Tops.
Okay. Well, we've got to add that back in here.
And you have to put a stop in there eventually.
Well, eventually.
Eventually.
We'll see. Well, I'm going to put the stop in for now. We're going to close this out, and issue number 1 of Superman. Oops, no, is not a 3. Keep going. It goes up to an 8. So not quite a 9, but getting close. And so we will move on to number 2. Wow. And it's Eric that gets to start us off with number 2.
Yeah, we're talking about this last night when he was showing them off. I know I've seen this cover before, but I'd completely forgotten about it. And I'm trying to keep this in context of the times. So I'm going to give this a 9 because the red kind of makes your eyes focus into the middle. It's another pretty cool pose for Superman at that time. You know, I think backgrounds are going to be a short supply across the board here. So I'm going to try not to penalize it for that. You know, other than the little bit of, you know, snowy mountains in the background, but yeah, not quite a 10, but I will give this a 9.
All right. Zach.
Again, good framing. I love the framing elements these comics have. They kind of focus your eyes in on where to go. That being said, I will agree with my colleague Ethereal Dragon. There is way too much negative space. It's kind of bland. You got just the mountains, and then like this cutout, almost looking figure of Superman here. Looks a little too much like it would just be like a kid's book, maybe, if I saw it on the rack. So I'm gonna have to give it a 5. Just it doesn't spark any interest.
Oof, 5. All right. Definitely
The 10 cents looks a lot better. I can actually read 10 cents. So
yeah.
There's that.
And you definitely would have been disappointed looking at the news racks in the 1930s.
Well, that's true. The Great Depression going on and everything.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna agree for the most part with Eric. I still feel like they could have done something more with the background. So I'm going to go ahead and give this an 8. Venkman. Venkman, you muted yourself.
Yeah, I did. Maybe because you're not gonna like what I'm gonna hear. It reminds me of basically, this came out. It looks like they'd be advertising next to one of those old vintage oil cans, advertisements.
Mm-hmm.
The background is kind of bland, but that being said, we get to actually see Superman's face and his little shield. He's like Batman before he graduated the giant horns. So it is interesting to see that. And look, he has the yellow utility belt that he never uses. I like this. He's high above the mountains. It probably would have been better if they would have just, went for one color instead of going the red, yellow, and then red again. But I mean, it tells you what you need to do. It has 64 pages of color. They're like, okay, cool. It's 10 cents. Another complete book of the Astounding Adventures of the one and only Superman. And so basically, if you read the first issue after 2 hours and you liked it, you're going to come back and you're like, oh, I'll read this again. It's probably something. I think it was more like a casual reader. So I'm going to give it a casual 8.
A casual 8. All right. Let's turn to the chat and see what they have. Ethereal Dragon is noting, as Zach said, that it's bland and much negative space. Eddie comes in and gives this one a 7. Ethereal Dragon agrees with Zach and gives it a lowly 5. Joe gives it a 7. Dark Admiral says, I'm with Breen's thoughts. He gives it a 9. Maranya is saying, this could have been designed better. Too much red, not enough focus on Superman himself. It will stand out on the newsstand and sell the book, so it scores a 9. Yeah, I do get some Art Deco vibes from it a little bit, with the kind of the angled lines. Yeah. Austin says this is a 6. It's just Superman. That's all one needs. One Slick Dude is giving it a 9, saying it's simplistic, but it's effective. At the time, they focused on the character, and the background was secondary. And Joe is noting it does remind him of most of the old Superman cartoons. MK is saying, I'm going to go 8. Also, maybe because it's my eyes or something, but his head looks slightly larger, like he has one of those WWE steroid heads or something. All right. Ice Tops, hey, welcome. He gives it an 8 as well. And Dark Admiral is noting, yeah, it would be super if everyone did smash the like button. That'll help with the algorithm and all that other rigmarole. So
that's what he has. He has Dean Stockwell's head. That's what I think it was.
Dean Stockwell. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah, I can kind of see that a little bit.
Give him a ugly sports coat and a cigar.
Yeah. Well, let's see what we've got from everybody so far. We've got 2 5s. We've got a 6. We've got 2 7s. We've got 4 8s. And we've got 4 9s. So we are going to wind up, wow, 7.5. So that's just enough to move it and tie it with issue number 1 as an 8. So there you go. We move on to issue number 3. And I will put up the stop for 2, put up the start for number 3. And issue number 3 is all yours. Anything.
Is that me?
I kind of roboted. Yeah.
Unless there's another Zach.
Okay,
No,
well,
you
you
roboted.
roboted it out at the end. I couldn't make out the name. Okay, issue number 3. Okay, we're moving now. There's this I like a little bit more. We got Superman in action. He's doing something. He's saving this kid with the really baggy pants and the receding hairline. There's a speeding train. I don't know. I might have to give this a 7. I'm interested to see how the train connects with Superman and this lost child. I like the bright colors. There's actual background here. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 7.
All right. Well, let's see. For my choice here, I do like the colors a lot. I am curious about seeing the details of the gigantic contest. Hopefully, I win more than just a decoder ring, or it tells me to go drink Ovaltine. The kid, I'm trying to think. The kid reminds me a little bit, I think, from the kid from Pogo, or one of the other kind of earlier Platinum Age books. Interesting pose, striking the pose for Superman. Overall, I like it. I really actually like the design of the locomotive there. So I'm going to give this one a 9. Venkman.
As you pointed out last night after the stream, Superman has just abducted that child, and he's got a receding hairline too, which is kind of weird too. I love the pointless things. He just like, we don't know what's going on. Like, he's got the kid. We don't know why that farm's out in the middle of this like nowhere. I love the train. On the detail of the train. You know, I would love it more if he was actually racing against the train. So it's like we already had leaping tall buildings in a single bound, faster than a speeding bullet, faster than a locomotive. I want to see him running alongside the locomotive like we saw in the movie. Mm-hmm. Still though, because it has much more scenery and it's not just like just the 2-tone stripe, whatever, or the mirror thing, I'll give this a 10.
A 10. All right. And Eric.
Actually, what I said last night was Superman was making a rush delivery to Epstein Island.
I wasn't going to say that.
Oh, Breen. Oh, no. That poor kid.
Yeah, do we need to put Eric in timeout?
Well, it looks like Ralphie. He's like, I'm in danger.
Oh, he is in danger. Oh, man.
Again, let's not forget at this time, Superman still couldn't fly, so that's the Heisman pose there, pretty much. The speeding locomotive, so you kind of wonder what goes on at that dude's house there, at the foot of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean, like it must be a really long drive.
Either that, or maybe that's where Superman just rescued that kid from.
Maybe.
But
Epstein had a ranch before he had.
You've never lived in a rural area, have you?
I mean, I live in a rural area, but like that's like you're the only neighbor for like 10 states.
10 states.
Well,
wow.
trust me, if you've ever driven through like Colorado or Kansas or New Mexico.
Well, yeah, the Hills of Eyes.
Driving along the road, you'll see a house like that.
Yeah, but usually I said that, but it's relatively perspective. It's not really close to where the train is. But anyway, this is a 10.
A 10 from Eric. All right. Yeah. Well, and you can tell too, yeah, from the perspective that we're seeing that the train is actually up on a plateau or something, because you can see kind of like the edge
Oh yeah.
of a plateau. So, it's supposed to be, lower in the ground. But regardless, we take a look here, and Austin is saying this is a 7. And so is Ethereal Dragon. Joe says this is an 8. Eddie is saying it's a 7. It's a classic train and kid-saving classic. Jackson is giving it an 8. One Slick Dude is giving it a 9. I mean, this would be perfect, except they cropped Superman's hair in the back, and it makes his head look weird. Yeah, he does have a strange head. I can see that. Dark Admiral is giving it a 10. Saying it's a great cover. Speeding Train is obviously influenced with the Art Deco style. Yeah, definitely. Maranya is saying lots of action. Superman is rescuing a kid. The background is simple and effective. Superman stands out heroically, as he should. Score it a heroic 10. That is the 4th 10 for issue number 3. Joe is pointing out he thinks it looks like a young Tintin. Yeah, I can see that a little bit. While Jackson is saying it could be a Katzenjammer kid. Yeah, too. And Ice Top saying this is pretty good. It's just a good old casual Superman 8. So we get an 8 there. Eddie's agreeing with Joe, saying he looks like a Tintin. And Joe is noting, yeah, most farms are out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, but there's no crops or nothing. It's just like
it's just a house.
Oh yeah, well, it's probably a ranch, so it's not going to be crops. He's going to have cattle or.
The only thing I can think of is maybe because there's a mine behind there, and that's the house that you operate out in front of for the mine.
Yeah, well, we'll have to read number 3 and see if this is supposed to be in Kansas or New Mexico or Utah or. Wherever. Let's see. MK is saying it's a perfect pose. Cool train underneath. Rescues a baby Zack, so he gets it a hard 10.
Wow.
And Rhaegar is here, and he also gives it a 10 and says, is Tintin related to Rin Tintin? No. Tintin is a long time a French adventure comic. And actually, I think it was Steven Spielberg that did a Adventures of Tintin movie. That
I thought it was Peter Jackson.
Was it Jackson?
I thought it was. I could be wrong. Or maybe I'm thinking of Andy Serkis.
I can't remember. I thought for some reason I thought it was Spielberg, but maybe it's Peter Jackson. Anyways, we wind up with 4 7s, 3 8s, 2 9s,
2 turtle doves.
And 6 10s. And that is going to put this one into our 1st to 9 category.
I'm starting to get the feeling that I interpreted this cover a lot differently than anybody else.
How so?
Ooh, did you rank it?
No, I was going back. I was going back to the Epstein Island crack.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that
yes.
receding hairline and the grumpiness, it doesn't even look like it's Superman. It could be Bizarro for all we know.
It's like he's balding in the back of his head.
I know, that's what I mean. Now this looks more like.
Hey, here we go.
Oh,
he's gonna kill people.
He's gonna kill fat Lex Luthor with a milk mustache.
I know.
Yeah. Well, no, I think he's trying to take out Daddy Warbucks here, but this is issue number 4. It's the spring edition. There we can see. And yeah, it looks like Superman's doing his Jesus pose here as he's trying to kick all the money changers out of the temple and take it off.
That's funny.
Yeah, interesting. Again, we've got another kind of heroic pose. Although I will say it's funny. You could either interpret this as Superman trying to keep the roof up and kind of pushing the columns away, or he's the one who's actually taking down the house by ripping the columns out.
He hates the Romans.
An interesting panicked look there from a gentleman, bald-headed gentleman. Now, I'm assuming that's not Lex Luthor.
It isn't.
No, it's Englentine, obviously.
Yes, it's Englentine.
You can't laugh at him. He's got a bow tie.
I can't find them. Look, that's true. He does have a bow tie. That's
But,
true.
again, kind of using, Eric's scale here a little bit. I mean, in its simplicity, this is a really, really eye-catching and impactful cover. So I'm going to give it a 10. Let's see. Venkman.
All right, Spring Edition is bringing down the house. Everybody's running. Don't know why, but there's pillars out there. I guess they're inside a room, but it looks like they're outside. There's random pillars like Stonehenge just falling over. And wow, I'm gonna have to agree with you. This is a 10.
Okay, Eric.
Well, this isn't a 10. Superman is 4'10". No, I'm agreeing with you guys. This is this is simple, but it's just cool. I mean, this is a 10.
Okay, yeah. And Zach.
It's definitely better than the previous couple. We're getting more in the background now. It's not just him against all the negative space. I like the mystery of not knowing, like, is he holding them up? Is he tearing them down? It's definitely making me want to pick up the issue more.
So he's catching him there, sir.
I'm going to give this an 8. Definitely better. I don't think it's quite a 10, but I will give it an 8.
An 8. All right. Let's see what we get from the chat.
Remember, you gotta skip one sick dude.
Yeah, if you don't skip him, it's not a stream.
Okay. I'll have to remember that.
His new name is One Skipped Dude.
Well, let's see. Starting off, Ethereal Dragon gives it an unskippable 8. Austin is saying this is a 7. Dark Admiral is giving it an 8 as well. Ice Tops is a 10. And Rhaegar is noting that it's Englantine running under the bridge from a mad Superman he was before. And Jackson notes that Superman has gone mad and gives it a 9.
It's Englantine saying, "Oh God, that burger had onions on it."
Yeah. A couple folks noting it looks more like Samson from the Bible. Eddie is saying, "Look live, Creek area." I say 8, save the day. So he is giving it an 8 as well.
It kind of looks like the other guy's helping him in the background. Yeah. He's concerned. So, I got it, Superman.
Yeah. MK is going to give it a 10, and he loves the expression on not Lex's face. And also, get the soup's eyes, he's kind of squinting. Well, that's kind of the way they did it. Summoner, we do whole numbers here. So your 6.5, are you going to make that a 6 or a 7? There.
You can round it up to a 7.
Maranya is saying Superman doing the Samson pulling the building down deal. Maybe he's doing it to trap villains. Well-designed cover. Curiosity about why he's doing it sells the book, and she gives it a 10.
I want to say he's probably holding the ceiling up, like it's caving in.
Yeah. Could be. Well, I mean, since we know that Superman's a hero, that's likely probably what it is.
Besides, this isn't a marketplace. He's not tearing it down.
Yeah. Rhaegar gives it a 5, which is interesting. Joe gives it a 9. And One Slick Dude gives it a 9, says it's a classic strongman pose, but can't tell if this is supposed to be inside or outside. True, it could be like a Parthenon type thing. Jay, hey, welcome, Jay. And he comes in with an 8. And Summoner, I'm just going to mark you down as a 7 since he did that 6.5 there. So what we've got from the group here thus far, we've got a 5 plus 2 7s plus 5 8s plus 3 9s and 6 10s. And that is going to just move this one into the 9 column. Comes out to an 8.6. So we round up and it is a 9. How about that? All right. So we've done the first 4 issues. We are humming right along to issue number 5, and we'll go back to the top of the order. And that would be one RDV. So you just get the stop and the start up here.
Me, Superman, do not use doors.
Yep. And take it away, RDV. Issue number 5.
Well, it looks like Lois is being some guy's trying to harm her, so he's like, I'm gonna tear the jail cell off, or at least the bars off the wall. He's gonna go in there. The other guy is just like, you don't see that every day. It's his cat. Like I said, the guy in the background, he's just like, why is he there? His expression is just like, it's a cover.
Keep moving. Keep walking.
You know, right? He's like, okay. It'd be great if he was crashing because he's too busy looking. Yeah. I love the motion lens on the bricks falling down, loose bricks, and him just pulling the bars out. And yeah, I'm gonna give this I'm gonna go with a 10. I'm gonna go 10 on this.
All right,
I'm gonna go 10.
That the guy on the left, honey, I was on the cover of Superman 5. I love this cover. I'm giving it a 10 also. I like how the logo just kind of like the wall just kind of fades into the logo and just kind of just goes away, which I think actually works for this cover.
Okay. ZACK.
All right. This has a more, this seems to be a lot more iconic than the last cover. Lois in there, creepy bad guy. I got to give this a 9. This, everything about it just looks a lot more, just a lot cooler. It's got like that Art Deco style of like some of the earlier covers also. Like I could see this being a poster or something. Yeah, I like this a lot. I think we're giving it a 9.
All right. And to me, first off, I think Superman is better drawn here than on either of the recent covers. Certainly his head looks better. As you noted, the jail cell pieces, you've got the kind of speed or move lines there, giving the motion of him kind of wrenching that window out of the wall. So despite...
Okay, he kind of looks like you a little bit.
Oh, sure.
With the squinty eyes and the angry look.
Yeah. My only kind of complaint about that is the guy actually on the left edge there, because his body position, I just, he doesn't look like he's walking. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but despite that, I'm still going to go with a 10. The other items strongly outweigh any of those little negatives.
He's driving his invisible car.
Yeah.
Or he's walking.
Yeah. So what we have from the chat thus far, kicking off, both Jay and Dark Admiral come in with 10s. Ethereal Dragon gives this one an 8. Joe gives this a 9, as it sounds like Zach is hungry again. Maranya is saying Superman is freeing someone who's likely imprisoned wrongly. Great detail, dynamic action implied. Score this a jailbreaker 10. Ice Top says I'd say this one's a 7. I like how he's just breaking into jail. Summoner is a 6. Eddie is a 10 because he's saving his caring his fruit. I think he meant he's saving his future wife. Joe is saying the guy on the edge there is Soup's long forgotten sidekick background boy.
Fleischer, not Fletcher. MK. Jeez.
One Slick Dude gives it a 10 as well, saying they did a great job on the falling bricks and the bent bars, and Superman actually looks super. MK is also giving it a 10, saying it's an awesome picture. It reminds me of the Fleischer cartoons. yeah, there's definitely some of that style there. Jackson noting this will teach you to put Lois in jail for working the street corner. And he follows up his witty remark there with an 8. Rhaegar saying, I look more like the guy in jail. No, I don't have that hairline quite yet. And my hair is not that red, but okay.
It's Conan O'Brien.
Saying he's going to give this one a strong 9. And it looks like that's all the scores we have right now. So I'll put the stop sign up this time. All right, so we have a 6, a 7, 2 8s, 3 9s, and 9 10s. 10. So divide that by 16, and we have another 9. Although I think this is probably our strongest 9 so far. So through 5 issues, we've got 3 9s and 2 8s.
The 9s are getting stronger. Thanks,
9.
Dumb mouse here.
Yeah,
All right.
You don't like Mick either.
Yeah, I know. We are moving on. Well, something I think needs to be cleaned, but unfortunately, it's going to be a real pain in the butt to try and clean this Razor Death Adder Elite mouse. It's like, I looked at a video on how to do it, and I was like, oh my god.
Yep. That's why I use the Logitech $6 ones.
Yeah. Well, it's not like the old days of the Microsoft mouse where you would just unhook the little piece at the bottom, the ball would fall out.
That's all mine is.
Yeah, well, no, this would be the ball would fall out, so you'd clean the ball and then you'd clean the inside.
I had one of those for a while. We had one for like 20 years, bro. It still worked.
Yeah.
Just could clean it up, yeah. And then finally,
all right. Issue number 6, and Eric, you get to start us off on this one.
Well, I should deduct points for him doxing himself.
No, I don't think that was as big a concern in, what would this been, 1938?
Well,
no, probably 1940.
No, this is Bendis on the cover. Didn't you know that?
But this, okay, I know it's simple. I know there's no background, doesn't need any. This is a 10 because this is the first like classic pose Superman cover. That's all it is. That's all it needs to be.
All right. Zach, do you agree?
I'm still seeing issue number 5 on mine. I don't see a new issue.
Wait a little bit. It might pop up, or you might have to come back and does StreamYard do that to me sometimes? It just show like it'd be stuck.
I'm just going to open up the YouTube. Yeah, I do like this. I do like it. Is like you said, it is a little bit more plain looking, but again, the framing looks really good. I like the circle around him. They use a lot of yellow on these covers, which I don't hate, but it is a little like it makes me want like mustard or something. I don't know.
Your bigotry.
Shut up. Dude, okay, that was good though. That was good. I do like the pose. Eddie Raymond is bringing up the heroic pose and symbols. I do like the pose. It's classic Superman. Also like the little autograph. It seems that's a very Clark Kent thing. That's something that he would do. Yeah, I gotta give this a 10. Actually, I'm gonna do it. This is my first 10 of the night. I'm gonna do it.
I'm also giving Venkman a 10 for that joke.
That was a great joke. I walked into it, but dang, that was great. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back because it's still stuck on issue number 5.
Yeah, get rid of that old bigotry. Get some new one. All right, whose turn is it now?
That would be me. To me, this just screams out as an 8. Nothing super special. Add him back in.
There we go. I can see it now.
Welcome back, Zach.
Grin.
Yeah. Do you realize that, at least to me, the background on your little avatar there looks yellowish?
I told you.
I just noticed that.
So, just a
Foiled
thought.
again.
Yeah.
He's had
Just-
mustard the whole entire time and bigotry.
Yes, very, very much so. But yeah, as I said, I this is just an 8 for me. Venkman.
At first, I was gonna give this like a 6 or 7, but then and Eric pointed out that's the Superman pose. And he'll do this for like the next 80 years.
Yeah.
And I like this. I'm not a fan of this tiny little shield. I
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
I like it all it is now. Or at least the Zach, you got a drink. The post-crisis Superman shield.
Man, I
Enjoy
haven't had a
Roadway
drink
and
in
burn.
so long. I need a drink.
Eat a donut. No. So I was gonna knock it out, but honestly, I'm gonna give this. This is a 10.
A 10. All right. Yeah. I mean, I will agree with you. Looking at the costume, the costume actually is perfect, except for that small shield. If you gave it one of the later decade shields, you talked about the Crisis shield.
Yeah.
I think you've got like the perfect, almost iconic Superman costume. Yeah. And sadly, it appears we won't get that in the movie. But anyways, let's turn to the chat. And let's see. Dark Admiral gives this one an 8. Ethereal Dragon gives it a 6. Joe gives it an 8. Eddie is saying it's a 10. Iconic pose, heroic symbols, passing the generations as a reminder. Excuse me. Let's see. MK is saying I'll say 9. It looks like one of those covers or pictures you'd see on a cereal box. Maranya, this cover doesn't feel the need to have a showy background. It's simple, effective, iconic. Iconic. Oh, sorry. Heroic pose, Superman. Score a heroic 10.
I miss the iconics. They're great.
Yeah. The Ice Tops, 10. Simple but effective. Joe's noting too, he likes the yellow. It makes the blue and the red pop. Rhaegar saying this is objectively a 10. Well, objective, subjective. I mean, you are creating art. One Slick Dude gives it a 10. Simple but iconic pose. First indication of it being bi-monthly on the cover. Jackson, 8. Great pose, good idea, poor execution. Ooh.
Ooh. Fighting words.
Let's see here.
Well, Superman doesn't kill.
Yeah, Marani is noting they actually had an actor at the World's Fair in that style of the costume with the small shield. Also, the first Macy's Parade Superman had the small shield. Very cool. All right, well, we'll see if we get any last-second scores in here.
Also, if LK gives any bad scores in these books, you'll know why. Looking at his icon.
Yeah, that's right. Vote for Lex. He is the one. So we have a 6. We've got 4 8s. We've got a 9. And we've got 8 10s.
We got 16 people watching. That's what we got. 17 people watching.
Yeah. And
guys
this
can all vote.
Yep. And this one again is going to grade out at a 9. So a 9.1 be exact, or a 9.07 if you really want to be that. But
what are you, Captain Frugal?
Nonetheless. Yeah, he does go into the decimal points there on his grading system, doesn't he?
But the only way he's Captain Frugal if he starts shuffling his papers.
Well, and butcher a name or two.
Yeah. And says I'm no longer gonna rank Mark Waid books.
Well, that's probably a good thing for all of us. All right, number 7. Zach gets to kick us off on this one. It looks like Superman's about to stomp on an airplane.
He's about to kill a man or two. I like this. I like the bullets bouncing off of his chest. That's really cool. I always like when they show that. Yeah, looks like actually is that a boat or is that was he in
All
the
right.
sky? I see planes in the background. Is he?
Isn't a plane.
He's in a plane. Okay,
Yeah.
it looks like a boat. Okay, the plane makes it even cooler in my opinion. Dang, that's actually that is pretty cool. I like because I like the clouds over the curvature of the earth and everything. Oh man. Oh, is this a 10?
Only you can decide that.
Oh yeah, it's a 10. What the heck? It's a 10. Yeah, that's just cool. Bullets bouncing off of his chest, like him showcasing his bulletproofness. That's a win for me. And it's a double win if they're Nazis that he's about to kill. Because he is about to kill them if he drop
Maybe he's
kicks
gonna.
through
Maybe
that
he's gonna.
plane.
Maybe he's gonna. Well, you know, if he's slapping one of them, it's not a Nazi.
No, he's about to like drop kick through that plane. Like he's about to kick a hole through.
I'll say he's-
Also,
Venkman, I
Sir.
think he's about to kangaroo kick the plane.
yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't wait to talk.
All right. So a 10 from Zach. So Eric, at this point, Superman still was just leaping, not flying, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Semantics.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but still, it makes it interesting that either he leapt off the ground up here, and so he's on his trajectory back down, or he leapt out of an airplane, perhaps. But a lot of the things that you mentioned in terms of the quality of this cover, I agree with, and it's very dynamic. So, yeah, shoot. I feel like I've been grading too easy, but I can't help it. This is a 10.
What's up, Donnie? Thanks for joining.
Yep.
And Randez 66, great to see you here too. Leave a score.
Yeah, if you've just joined us here, you're about the halfway mark. We're taking a look at Golden Age Superman covers here. Specifically, we're looking at issues 1 through 12. And if you'd like to join us, we are ranking these on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being god-awful. Think of the worst recent cover art you've seen. Maybe a Riley Rosmo, maybe somebody else. All the way up to a 10, which is super awesome. And so however you decide to grade them, that's up to you. Just make it a whole number there from between 1 to 10. Put it in the chat, and we'll add it into our total score at the end of each round. So with that, Venkman, what's your score here for number 7?
Well, adding on to what Zach said about the bullets him out and then bouncing off his chest, which is on an awesome shield.
That is, the shield is bigger here too, which I also
I
like.
love it. This is more of the classic
point.
shield we get. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, he's those guys are dead.
There's
Yeah.
no saving them.
He could jump from plane to plane like the Hulk does and just tear out and destroy all of them if he wanted to. The world's greatest adventure strip character. Why is there a giant space between worlds and greatest? That's bugging me.
Yeah.
Well, that's a typeface piece, and it was to separate to get that triangle.
I know, but it's like
from
ugh.
I think the kerneling is I think what it's referred to in terms of the size and the spacing of the
KFC.
Letters. Yeah.
Yeah, and with the purple and the black, these kind of look like they're Lex Luthor's henchmen. More so like it was World War II, but it's hard to tell. This is a 10.
A 10.
He's got that like look on it Superman's face. He's like he's enjoying this. He's like, I'm just gonna take you out.
Yeah. Well, Eric, are you gonna join the rest of us here and give us our first perfect 10 from the panel?
Well, to quote Frank Burns, well, individuality's fine as long as we all do it together. So yes, this is a 10.
A 10.
Huzzah!
All right. Let's see how much of the chat.
If you guys haven't done so, please leave a like, click the subscribe button if you haven't done so. We've been doing a lot of these ranking covers. We got plenty more coming up throughout the week. And if you want to join us,
if you want to rank New Warriors covers from Marvel Comics, please comment, put it in the chat. Say, we
No.
want the old New Warriors, not the new Warriors.
Oh, we lost
the
this
old ones.
viewer. We went in
And if
1918.
And if you don't want to rank New Warriors comics, please tell us that as well.
I just want to say that he meant to say that New Warriors, the old comic books,
Gives us
they
a 9.
rank.
Yeah, Donnie Boy here is a 9 as well, and so is Joe.
So
Ice
is
Top
one-
says this is a 10. And Rhaegar and Eddie are both 9s.
Rhaegar.
I wouldn't say they're 9s. I'd say
not
they're probably
Rhaegar.
6s.
Dark Admiral is giving it a 10. And MK is giving it a 10, saying it looks epic. Soups looks like he's about to kick through the plane. If that dude survives, it would be a miracle.
Rhaegar and Roykirk are both dead to me. Roykirk, I was team you tonight. I was your biggest fan.
Yeah, well, Jackson
God,
gives
that's
it,
a team
Jackson
nobody
gives it
should want to be on.
a 9. Yeah.
Wait,
Maranya says that it's an iconic Superman trade dress. You get the larger S shield. Superman's taking out the enemy pilots even through the bullet fire. He's not slapping a Jap, but he is booting ahead to the Razzies. So score it a patriotic 10.
Wow, Rhaegar and
Yep.
Raykirk.
So, Eric, let me ask you, was the larger shield, was that just an artistic decision, or was there anything in the comics like Ma Kent fixed his uniform or something?
No, I'm sure it might have been some fans might have commented on it. I don't know, or maybe they realized that you couldn't even see what that was supposed to be. And obviously, at the beginning, the S stood for Superman. They retconned that to be some kind of Kryptonian blah blah blah.
It means hope. It's Ness.
But it's I think it was they just started making it bigger because it looked better.
Okay. And meanwhile, the damn Dodgers get a 2-out double and go at 4-1. Ugh. Anyways, one slick dude gives it a 10.
I don't like Rhaegar anymore. Can we kick him?
Well, you can try. I think you got a wrench. And let's see. Looks like that's all the scores that we've got.
I want Venkman to kick him. I have a reputation for being the nice guy to uphold.
Oh, I mean, if you walk away from streaming, who cares?
Wait a second, Zach. Can we wait till they do something that's not in agreement with everybody else? Like
the New Warriors don't suck. He says the old New Warriors suck. He says Speedball sucks. Rhaegar's made me an enemy.
Penance was the best version.
Wait a minute. I don't like the guy, but I'm going to quote him. I'm going to paraphrase him. Tell me when he's telling lies.
Even my own father.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet
rejected
little
me.
lies.
Yeah.
That's what,
Okay, I will. The New Warriors are great.
All right, children. This one scores pretty easily. We wound up with 6 9s and 9 10s. So this one averages out, and we have our first 10 of the night, whether you use regular math or you use Englentine math. So,
or Common Core math.
There you go. Wasn't that Englentine math?
Oh, was it? Oh.
I don't know. See, Superman Jewish.
Let's put it this way. Math professor Scott Steiner failed Englentine in math.
Eric, you're asking Superman Jewish? I've heard this before. People say he practiced Jewish faith. I'm not sure if
his parents were something else.
No, I would say
Jewish.
The fact that he crash landed in Smallville, Kansas, that Ma and Pa Kent are farmers.
No, but I meant is his
not exactly a Jewish hotbed. I would say that he grew up to be, well, he should probably be like an evangelical, but because 1930s, would Lutherans have come down to Kansas, or were they still more up in the northern part? Although I guess, the Lutheran church that my grandparents went to and my great grandpa helped build, that had to be like in the 30s or 40s. So
Lex Lutheran grew up in Smallville.
What's that?
I said Lex Lutheran grew up in Smallville.
Well, you could, I guess, you could also say, look at the creators. What were they?
They were Jewish.
Well, they were Jewish, but it just
But that doesn't mean that they create every character they
Oh.
created was Jewish.
yeah.
The creators were Jewish, yeah. Though, yes.
Because
that is-
he's been referenced as Yahweh for Superman.
So yeah. All right, here we are to issue number 8. I get to start this one. It is, again, of course, as we see, the world's greatest adventure strip character. And we have Superman here fighting a couple of gangsters, it looks like, possibly trying to save them before the gasoline tanks there explode, even though we know if you really shoot into a gasoline tank, it's not going to explode. Watch Mythbusters, but anyways. Pretty good, although I feel like the Superman pose there was a bit static compared to some of the last few that we've seen. So it's good, not great for me. I'm going to give it a 9. Venkman?
Well, that guy's dead. The one who's leaned over, he was shot.
Yeah, he's unconscious.
He's dead, Jim.
No, he has guns in his holster. The guy with the Tommy gun most likely shot him. At this point, Superman, it was too late. And also because there's no freaking code on there that says you can't hit people that are dead on the cover.
True.
For the code.
This is pre-code.
And then we got the smokestack there, little factory back there. Danger gasoline. I guess he didn't have his super breath yet. He just uses cold breath. But
I don't see him doing cold breath.
no, I'm saying maybe he didn't have those powers yet. He only had the heat vision, maybe. Just leaping. Like you said, I thought he flew the whole entire time. I didn't realize he just leaped around everywhere. That sounds like Smallville. I guess that's what they're going for. But I'm giving this an explosive 10.
A 10. All right. Eric?
10 for the croaked off guy alone.
All right.
Well, he's wearing a
But
great.
I'm not sure. Yeah. Superman knows he's croaked because he's just going to fly right past him. But I like this. This is just another cool cover. I mean, I'd say these are grading out a lot better than I thought they would.
All right. And Zach?
I'm gonna give it a 7. Some of it's cool. I like the guy with the Tommy gun and the impending explosion, but overall, I gotta say it doesn't do a lot for me. So, but it is better than a lot of the previous covers we've seen, though. So I will give it a 7.
All right.
And I'll give the host a 5. The man who just joined I'll give him a 5.
Yeah.
I'll give him a 4.
Ooh, harsh.
Showed up
And,
late to his own stream.
Yeah. So England team just joined us. Welcome. We're on
Hey.
issue number 8. What do you think?
Oh, actually, I just came in to see how you guys were doing.
You could have done it in the chat.
Yeah, I know. I just let's see, Danger Gasoline. We've got nice color on that. I like the action and number 8. Did the radio show come out at this point? This is still in the early 40s. And the radio show is was it the radio or the TV show where he started flying?
I don't know,
He's-
but the radio
he's
show
come
was
down.
in the 1940s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe he hadn't been flying yet. He was still
During the war,
Still
they had the
leaping,
radio show.
yeah.
Yeah.
doing
That's
the leap.
kind of something. I don't know. I like this one. I give it a 9. Yeah.
A 9.
It's
Okay.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. And sorry, Zach, what was your score?
7.
That's 7.
We didn't need to repeat it.
You said all those great positive things and then 7. All right.
Yeah, it's not as good as the previous issue. I'm sorry. What do you want from me?
Don't be surprised, it's Zach.
Yeah.
I think he's just saying it's a little inconsistent.
Zach needs more yellow.
Let's see here what we've got from the chat. So Joe is noting, that the Kents were almost certainly Protestant or Methodist. Yeah, definitely fits. Let's see. Ethereal Dragon gives it a 7. And Joe gives it an 8. And let's see. Eddie is giving it a 7, saying that Superman's too late to save the day.
Oh no!
MK is giving us 110, saying it's a cool scene. Nice fire. Not sure who that one dude with the hat is shooting at, and why is Superman trying to save someone. Maranya is saying, is Superman putting out the fire? One gangster is burning up, second about to shoot Superman. More of a flying in Superman. Background sets the scene, scored an explosive 10.
Maranya rates everything a 10.
No, she's gone to about what a lowest of what her a 7. Not tonight though.
No, not tonight. Ice Tops gives it a 9.
Yeah.
One slick dude gives it a 10. Says it's the best action cover yet. And Superman to the rescue. Colors work well. Bullet holes in the gas tank and igniting the flames. It's very well done. Let's see. Rhaegar is giving us a colon below explosions toilet flavored 9. Well, thank you for all that detail.
Colon blow. That was Phil Hartman Saturday Night Live special.
Yeah, that was Phil Hartman doing the sketch. That was based off, if you remember, the old Total commercials.
Yep.
Yeah. So kids, check that one out. That was one of the golden ages of Saturday Night Live. It's a really funny ad. Dark Admiral gives it a 10. And let's see. Rhaegar's asking how the pimps are doing. I guess they're doing okay. And Maranya is noting that the British magazine cover in 1939, first in the actual comic book, also the radio show from the 40s. I think she's mentioning when he first
started flying.
Yeah. So, all right, let's see what we've got. Our scoring thus far, we have 3 7s. We've got an 8, we've got 4 9s, and we've got 6 10s.
Yeah, there was a radio show going on during the war, and then they had a Christmas airing of it, talking about how at the end of the war, 1945, all God created all men equal. Help one another out.
All right. Well,
really cool.
This one scores out to a 9.
Rhaegar wants to know, how are the pimps doing?
The pimps?
Oh.
Under the bridge. That's where they were saying you were. Tonight.
Right. Okay. No. No. We went and saw a movie and then just kind of hung out. When
Did
we
you
do
see
these,
Twisters?
doing this every night, Gail and I don't hang out as much as we used to, and I'm not saying we argued about it, but we have had a couple of discussions. So
if she would just join and get over her fear.
I know, right? No, but yeah, she fell asleep, so I came to see what you guys were up to.
She's gonna wake up. Where are you? I knew it.
maybe not. She goes to work in the morning, so when she's done for the day, let her be for the day. Deadpool. I'm actually I have a 12 midnight reservation for Deadpool 3. So
nice.
Whatever we talk about has to be like 8 issues, or I've got to take off early on Thursday.
I'm gonna go see it Saturday morning.
Ended up seeing Twisters,
Nice.
and it's a fun film. But okay, so you said it wasn't a remake. Say it's not a remake if you want, but it is a replica. It is a replica down to the freaking minute. And understand, I worked the ride. I saw the behind the scenes. I saw it every freaking day. That movie was playing in our queue, in the backroom queue. It was playing everywhere. I saw that movie every day for 6 years. I know Twister. And Twisters is a minute for minute replica of the original film. It's kind of but it's still fun. It's still fun.
I'd say they had the first one had a better soundtrack and had Bill Paxton.
Yeah, it had Bill Paxton. End of story. It's like this one, like I said, it's a fine film. It's a fun film, but Bill Paxton, Helen Hunt. I like this guy, the lead actor, Glenn Powell, but he hasn't made Bill Paxton levels. By the way, he's not Bill Paxton in the movie. He's Helen Hunt.
Yeah.
So anyway, covers, guys.
And here we are with issue number 9, and it's Venkman that gets to start this one off.
Absolute my favorite cover of the night so far. He's just jumping out of like the page turns you. It reminds me of those football players when they run through the banner, they jump out of the tunnel. It's great. No, he's got the shield's a lot bigger now than it was before. It's just great. He's got the McFarlane cape. He actually looks a lot younger compared to the other ones. Actually, I noticed that his face looks a lot younger. Before he looked, sometimes he had a receding hairline. At times he just had just looked like Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan. This is a 10, sir. A 10. Everybody in the chat grading. This is a 10. I don't want to see no freaking 9s. 10.
All right.
So I see
Eric.
a 9s over there.
Eric, do you concur?
Okay, Twisters. The replica. That's right. We're doing covers. I gotta agree with my boy.
Which
Other
one?
other
You don't gotta. You can chart your own path.
other than that, apparently Superman has a full diaper. But that notwithstanding, this is fun. I'm giving this a 10.
All right, another 10 here. This time from Eric and Zach.
Oh boy. Okay, again, man, the best thing these covers do is the framing. I just love the way they draw the vision to the center, to Superman, where the action is. It does a really great job of that. He does look like he has full diaper, though. I can't unsee that now. The shield is not as big as it was. It's kind of shrinking a little bit. Was it in the pool? I don't know. I gotta give it. It's good. I don't think it's 10 good though. I think it's 9.
A 9. All right. Ingleton.
Oh, this is one of those seemingly simple covers because it is. It really is. The only thing it's missing, in my opinion, since we saw that Atom cover a few days back, is the page from the first splash page or something in the background of the cover. Otherwise, you've got him popping off from the black background. The page is ripped in the proper direction. It's simple, but it's elegant. I give this one a 10. This is iconic. I like this.
A 10 as well.
Yeah.
All right. And Dominic. Hey, welcome, Dominic. How are you?
I'm doing well. Okay, how about yourself and everyone else?
Doing better. So what do you think here on issue number 9?
I give this one a strong 10 because the action and the dynamic posing is on point. And what can I say? It's simple and gets straight to the point.
All right. And let's see. I guess I'm the last one here in the list. And I'm going to agree with Zach. It's simple. It's not a 10 for me. I'll go 9. So let's see what we have from the chat. And we have Ice Top's asking if any of us have ever seen the 1948 serial.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a pretty good serial. It's been a while since I've seen those.
It was very stale.
Yes. Meanwhile, Ethereal gives us a 7. Eddie gives it a 10, saying it's a heroic moment coming out just like the Justice League intro animation series. And a fist through a brick wall.
I thought it looked like the giant-sized all-new X-Men.
MK gives it a 10, saying it's a cool pick. And let's see. Ice Tops gives it a 9.
Man, they couldn't decide if they want to be in March or April.
Had to be
Yeah.
On the cover.
Yeah. And Maranya is saying that Superman is busting through the cover, dynamic pose and action, perfect trade dress, the shield S, all the elements combined to make this a super 10, man. And let's see. Joe gives it a 9. And Dark Admiral gives it a 9 as well. One Slick Dude gives it a 9. He jumps into and through the issue. I think he means Superman's doing that, not himself. Rhaegar gives it a 6. He is the party pooper on this one. And let's see. Somebody talking about the Batman serials.
Maybe his red trunks are full too.
And that looks like all the scores that we have for right now.
So I gotta ask one sick dude, what does it feel like not to be skipped once?
Does he have an identity crisis?
Yeah. So we have a 6, we've got a 7, we've got 6 9s, and we've got 7 10s. So this one, again, is going to average out to a 9. Whoops.
Awesome.
Not a 1, it is a 9. So
Is there a request for less Angleton hosting?
Say what?
I asked one sick dude, what's it feel like not to be skipped? And he said it's awesome.
Oh, goodness.
yeah. So,
I deserve it.
all right. Issue number 10, and that is Eric Breen gets to start us off. Will Superman be in time?
Oh no, she's gonna die.
See, and if you go back to what I said about the issue 3, which in my mind's eye was the first Super Dickory cover, because where he was taking the kid. In my mind, he just pulls up the last second and waves to her as she goes. No, I'm giving this a 10 because I said
10.
I wouldn't want to be the guy flying the plane because he's
I'd be
so
sad for
wait-
the people on the ground.
unless she was flying and she bailed.
I was going to say, you don't think she was the one flying the plane?
Well, see, I want somebody to croak on this cover, so no, I'm putting
Okay.
a pilot in there.
Yeah. All right.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay, Zach.
The important question: why are her calves Pringle tubes? There's no calf definition in those boots at
She's
all.
Asian.
Okay, this is a really cool cover. All joking aside, this is cool. I like the action. The girl, her parachute's not working. I'm gonna give this one. It does make me want to pick it up. It would make me, I should say, it would make younger me want to pick this up. So I'm gonna give this a 10.
A 10. All right.
The poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be checking for the what we're going to do on July 29th.
That is a rigged poll.
There
It
are
is,
no new warriors on that poll. No, I'm kidding.
It is all stuff chosen by me according to RDV to make RDV suffer. But yes.
Wait, you think I'm gonna show up?
Ooh.
So your 4 choices for the 29th are either Amazing Man.
No.
No. Amazing Man is completely different.
That's
just
All Star
Amazing
Squadron.
Man.
This is
Yeah.
Amazing Man, which is a comedy series that I've loved since it came out in the 1980, I think it was 88, 87, 88. Then we've got birthday covers. That's all sorts of covers featuring some sort of anniversary or birthday. Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew, because freaking awesome. And the movie variant covers. Might not be Stray Dogs. It might be Deadpool, Mark with a Mouth, which Eric pointed out also. But yeah, there we go.
All right.
Movie homage. Let's change that to movie homage covers. So there you go.
Okay. Well, Eglantine, you're up.
Let's see. Okay, so we have lady drivers. Woman jumping out of an airplane. She somehow blew up while she was flying it. A airfield with one other plane in there. Nice colors. Everything's working out. I give this one another 9. Just a 9. Yeah.
Good evening, Mrs. Cleaver.
Hello. Yeah.
Okay. Dominic.
This one almost feels cut and pasted. However, in spite of that, along with only a few technical issues.
Wait, did you say tentacle?
Technical? No, I said technical. What did you think I was saying?
I don't know. That's why I asked, why are you saying tentacle?
No, I said technical. I'll be clear. Anyway,
Okay, well,
in spite
I don't have. If I heard technical, I wouldn't
No,
have had any.
I said technical. All right.
Hey, at least I didn't think you said testicle. I thought it was tentacle. That's all.
Anyway, in spite of a few technical issues, this is a strong cover. Everything's on point, and Saving a Damsel in Distress is a classic. I give this one a 9.
A 9. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of things I like on the cover. It's not quite a 10 for me, so I will make it a 9. I mean, one of the little details I do like is the fact that, she's hanging on to basically the cord that she pulled to attempt to release the parachute, and obviously it snapped in her hand, so she is certain death unless Superman saves the day. So Venkman.
Well, I want to go with what Eric said about that. There's got to be a guy in there, but I think he's bailing out. There's 3 of them. Look at there, distance. Look at the size of the people on the ground. Ants. Look what's underneath the plane. 3 more ants.
It could be luggage.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it could be luggage, or it could be the fact that the men realized the woman left them to burn and die. And they're jumping out with working parachutes going, bitch deserves it.
The other great thing about this is that plane could easily, with the slightest wind, could spiral down and destroy everybody in that building. Yeah, she's got more ass than Sue does. Oh, that's depressing.
Well, that's not a large check to cash.
No. The world's greatest adventure strip character, ignoring the crashing plane and the people down below as he's about to smack that woman. He got his hand back. He's ready to slap.
He does have his right hand back. He does have it back. That is true.
This is a 10.
A 10. All right. Eric.
You can hear her yelling 10 all the way down.
Let's see. Or actually, no, that was the
Eric started us off.
Yeah, Eric started us off. All right. Let's see what we have
I'm
here.
gonna believe it's lady. I'm gonna tell my kids that's Lady Blackhawk. No,
Maranya is noting that we shouldn't count the risky judges, but we don't toss out in the low, so everybody counts. Eddie gives it a 6 and says it looks average.
Well, if we can't count the
Ice Pops gives it a 10. Rhaegar gives it an 8. MK gives it an epic 10, saying Soups is about to catch and rescue Amelia Earhart, and that's awesome. Well, not quite sure it's Amelia Earhart, but
if we can't count the rescue judges, we can't count Dominic. He's too close to Dominion. The name.
I see what you did there. Dark Admiral gives it a 10. And One Slick is saying, Superman, what are you doing? Save the plane. She has the parachute. But as I noted, her ripcord broke, so she is plunging to her death.
She broke the plane. She broke the.
Yeah. So Ethereal gives it a 7. Well, I'd be curious to see if part of the story is that somebody sabotaged the parachute as well.
Well, she is a woman flying a plane.
Yeah. Maranya says it's a great concept. Figures feel cut and pasted, even with the flaws it sells. Book scored a damsel in distress 10. Joe gives it an 8. And let's see. Rhaegar is admitting that he picked Amazing Man because he is the least interesting character in the poll and he knows nothing about it.
Which means it'll be awesome to pick covers.
One Slick Dude gives it a 9 and says it's a great cover, but too much yellow background on the ground. And let's see. Joe is saying that he's going to believe this is Lady Blackhawk.
I went with birthday covers because I'm hoping there might be cake on the covers.
There's quite a lot of cake on the covers.
Yep.
I actually looked it up to see if it was a thing, and damn near everyone has a cake.
It looks like those are all the scores that we have this time around. So we have, as we add this up, we've got a 6, we've got a 7, we've got 2 8s, we've got 4 9s, and we've got 7 10s. And that is going to average out to a straight 9. So another one for the 9 column. So we are
I hope the next one has tentacles.
we are heavy with 9s. We are moving on to issue number 11.
Say what?
And Zach will start us off on this one.
Yo, let's go. Okay. Another iconic cover. Superman breaking these puny chains like they're paper clips. I gotta say the stature, the way that he's drawn, does make him seem shorter or stockier.
Like Zac Efron?
Is Zac Efron short?
He is short. He has a huge physique.
He's Kevin Von Erich.
That
Yep.
yellow is really wearing on my eyeballs.
Really? I didn't know. Oh, you like yellow.
I like it, but it's not a 10. I'm gonna say it's an 8.
An 8. All right. England team.
The thumbnail pose, by the way. Okay, like the other one is simple. This one's simple, but it's simple in a simple way. I mean, it's good. You can use this, like I said, for a thumbnail or for an advertisement or something. But as a comic book cover, it kind of looks like, what do you got there, John? Give me 5 minutes. Here you go. You know, and that's what you got. It's not horrible. It's actually a good cover, but it's just not great. I'd give it a 7. 7.
Wow. A 7. Okay. Dominic.
I could give this one a 7 as well. It's not terrible. However, it's not even like with the yellow background. Well, like I might pick it up, but it doesn't really give a tease of what's going to happen in the book.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in that same category. I'm actually going to go 6. It's the least impressive, least interesting cover I've seen tonight. The only real kind of credit I'll give it is that it seems like it settled on more or less the iconic outfit. You know, they finally have the S shield in the right size, and everything else with the trunks, the belt, the cape length, the boots. To me, that's iconic Superman outfit. But otherwise, this is just an average cover to me. So, Venkman.
Hey, Eric, do you know why Zach doesn't like this cover?
No, why?
Because it screams freedom, breaking the trains of slavery.
Oh, shut the front door. Good Lord.
That was a stretch, but you got to give him credit for the stretch, man. Seriously.
No, I do not have to give this man credit for that.
That's a triple jump there.
You had your moment with the mustard and bigotry joke earlier. I'm not going to give you another one.
I said, yeah, he does look a little short though, but I like it though. He's no longer shackled. He's gonna be off the hook. He's gonna be unchained. He's gonna be Superman. He's gonna be a 10. That's what this is, a 10.
All right, a 10 from you and Eric.
Superman breaking out of the tentacles that bind him. Dominic, you want to turn on your microphone long enough to tell me to go after myself?
Don't do it. It's a trap. It's a trap. Don't do it.
I'm giving this a 10. I said it's nice, simple, strongman pose. Yeah, and the chains. Otherwise, it would have looked too much like a couple issues ago. But yeah, this a 10 for me.
Okay. All right. Well, speaking of trap, I don't know if I'm the only one who's seen the new Josh Hartnett movie, the trailer for Trap.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Looking forward to it.
It's gonna flop like all of his other movies since The Village.
I saw the trailer for that one.
Holy crap, Mr. Negative. What's up?
It's just M. Night Shyamalan has a record for his movies not doing
Yeah,
Hey,
you
but
did mention flop.
But it actually looks interesting. It's a cool twist.
I will say.
What Dominic was about to say something. What were you
Oh,
about to
sorry,
say,
Dominic.
No, I was gonna say Well, I mean, earlier, well, with M. Night, he had made gems. Yes, we all give him crap of his later movies, but he actually did make a comeback in movies like The Visit and Split.
Yeah, I dig on his movies for the most part. I think there's only one that I actively hate and one that is bad that I like because of its badness.
Speaking of Split,
The only one I actively hate is The Village, but everybody says Lady in the Water is horrible. But
I heard about Lady in the Water. Yeah,
James McAvoy has got a new character or story movie. It seems like
Split. It's a remake of a British film, and I saw the British film. The British film is awesome. This looks like it's almost.
Is it Speak No Evil?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one creeped me out a little bit.
Yes, we can get back to the cover rankings, Mom.
There you go.
Yeah. So, and from the chat, Ethereal Dragon gives it a 7. And Dark Admiral gives it an 8. And Eddie is saying it's definitely a Man of Steel iconic pose. 10. No mistake, many enemies who know Superman's weaknesses.
Yep.
And let's see. Ice Tops is saying it's easily an 8. And One Slick Dude, an 8. It's a classic cover. Who managed to get chains on him in the first place? That is a good question. You'll have to read inside to find out. And Rhaegar gives it a 10. And Maranya is saying Superman breaking the chains. Neil Adams have referenced this in his later cover. Iconic pose and idea. Sells the book. Score it a 10 because I can't give it a 20. So high praise indeed there. Joe gives it an 8. And Summoner is back and gives it a 10. And let's see, my cursor here skipped because of course. Let's see, Rhaegar gives it a 10 because can you break iron chains? I know that's a reference to something, but let's see. MK is giving it a 10, saying Superman Unchained version. I'm immediately thinking of Superman and Django Unchained, but be me. Let's see. Back to the cover rankings we are, and it looks like that's the last. Yep, that's the last score we got there. So to add it all up, we've got a 6. We've got 3 7s. We've got 5 8s. And we have 8 10s. So we are dividing, and this comes out, boy, oh boy, an 8.6. That is going to put it into that bucket of 9s. So we'll have fun trying to figure out that pack there at the top. So, all right, we are down to the final cover of the night. I will go ahead and put the stop sign up for issue number 11 there. But of course, if you're watching this after the fact, please go ahead and if you want to, put your rankings in the comment section below. We will update them at a later time. And with that, number 12, Superman with some friends. And England team, you get to kick us off on the final issue here.
10. Absolutely iconic cover, support of the military. In some ways, it looks like they're about to go have a 3-way under the bridge, which makes me money. This is, I love the colors on this. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah. Well, it just shows that Don't Ask, Don't Tell has been around for, 80 years.
Oh my gosh, this is the cover where Tim Sheridan got his inspiration for Alan Scott.
Probably. Dominic, what do you think of issue number 12?
Jokes aside, I honestly give this one another 10 because it's simple and you can tell not where but when it is taking place because he's just showing his support work for the military as he helps the allies out and finding the bad guys.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll join the chorus here. I'll give it a 10. Each figure is really well drawn, nicely detailed. and it's good in its simplicity. So Venkman.
Wow. That's all I gotta say about this. Tim Sheridan comment made me laugh.
My work here is done.
Wow. I don't know what. I guess just to promote our military, but you could have done that with Wonder Woman instead.
Yeah,
Superman
but
in the middle.
This is Superman covers.
I know. Man. I gotta go 8.
Wow, an 8. All right.
Wow.
Well, you're out of the will again, I'm sure. Eric.
I blame his mother.
I've never met her.
It's no excuse.
This how can this be anything but a 10? It's patriotic. Is it again? And in my mind's eye, Superman just brings his arms down and snaps both these guys' arms. But then I can find super dickery in any cover. A little imagination, but this is very much
all right. And Zach.
And it's to me. Man, this is a 10. Look at that unabashed American patriotism. That's what I like to see.
You want some comics,
All
Zach?
right. All right. So our panel comes up with 5 10s, and then Venkman, who's the black sheep, gives it an 8. Let's see what we get from the chat.
What do you against Black Sheep?
First of all, thank you very much for the super chat. Rhaegar saying Signs is his worst movie. The Village is good.
Oh
I
my
disagree.
gosh.
But
Can I
okay.
Village is good.
Can I just say
Village
about Signs?
sucks.
When
What?
they go into the bedroom, they nail the door that swings out the other way.
Yeah,
Really?
I didn't say it's perfect, but I did actually like that one. The worst of them to me is the.
Did not remember that until I went to go watch it again. I was like, how did they miss that?
But if Paolo were here, he could back me up on the fact that Old is a comic book movie based on a French graphic novel.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
Let's
a bond designate.
Now,
It's
Ethereal
not bad.
Dragon gives issue 12 an 8. Dark Admiral gives it a 10, saying it's iconic. Ice Top says it's wholesome. He'll give it a 10. One Slick
It is
Dude,
wholesome.
10. It's a patriotic war comic supporting the military during World War II, and it's well drawn. Let's see. Joe and Edie, or Eddie, they're both given an unpatriotic 8. And we know where you would be during the McCarthy hearings. Rhaegar gives it a 10. And MK gives it a 10 as well. Maranya saying Superman supports the military, simple and effective. Superman and soldiers rendered with great detail. The only things needed are the American flag and an eagle. Even so, scored a patriotic 10. Let's see. Rhaegar's noting that in Soviet Russia, Venkman never met Daddy.
You know what'd be great about this? If Superman was in shackles and they were escorting him to jail.
What the what?
Otherwise, you
And
wouldn't be arms like quarterbacks.
Who replaced
let's see,
Venkman with?
noting
Taylor.
some other things. I mean, I'll say that when I first saw The Village, I was kind of like, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. But it's one of those movies where you only really need to see it once. It doesn't, there's no need for a second viewing.
Yeah.
That's for Andy
Zach,
Samberg. got
Zach,
his
if I was
first
Tom
role.
Taylor, I'd go save Flash.
But however, I will say with Sheridan was not the one responsible for the retconning of Alan Scott in the main DC Earth. That would be James Tynion IV for in his story of Alan Scott in the 80th special.
I thought it started back in the Earth 2 during Rebirth.
Well, it was. Oh, it was in the New 52 Earth 2, and even then,
Or New 52, that's what I meant. New 52.
Yeah, it was for New 52 Earth 2, and even like back then, I remember calling out how unnecessary it was because making that version of Alan Scott gay, then how can you have Jade and Todd?
Facts.
All right. So what we've got 4 8s and we've got 11 10s, and that is going to come out to just get into the 10 categories. So we do wind up with 2 10s at the end of the night.
Oh wow.
And remove that. So this is what we've got. We've got 2 8s, we've got 2 10s, and everything else is a 9 for the Golden Age Supermen. So as we go through this, here, Venkman, the 8s here, which one do you like best?
Flip them.
So you're an issue 2 over an issue 1.
Yep.
All right. Eric.
Flip them.
Okay, so we got 1 vote each. Let's see, Zach.
Keep them.
So you like issue number 1 over issue number 2.
Yes.
All right.
Well, he likes the updated will.
Yeah. Englantine is saying 2 and 1. All right. So it's 2-2 there.
3.
Dominic.
3-1.
Huh?
The second choice was this one. The first choice was RDV. RDV is the only one that believes it should be the other way. I put my vote to keep it the way it is.
Wait, Zach, I thought you said you liked issue 2.
I like 1 over 2.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
I think E is saying 3 of us are for 1, and RD
Yeah,
is
yeah.
saying.
Yep.
Yeah. So Dominic,
Keep it.
keep it. All right, we will keep it. Okay, now comes the fun part. Venkman, your favorite 9 and your worst 9. All right, he seems to have stepped away. Eric, your favorite 9 and your worst 9.
I think my favorite 9 is still the Epstein Island cover. Because of the background. Probably my least favorite is probably the one next to it.
The columns?
The columns?
Yeah.
All right.
Lex Luthor, is
Yeah.
that his first appearance?
No.
No.
It's not his story.
His first appearance is
So
that.
let's see. Okay, Venkman, you're back. Your favorite 9 and your least favorite 9.
Favorite 9 is the girl falling.
Okay. Least favorite.
Oh man, the pillars.
The pillars. Okay, so we got 2 votes for the pillars. Okay. Zach.
Favorite is gonna be the Jailbreak Superman.
Okay, so 1 vote for each of those.
Least favorite is the Fire Explosion one.
This one. Okay, so we got 1 vote for that one. So Englantine, do you have a favorite and least favorite here?
Yeah, I like the Jailbreak as well. And the least favorite is the autographed photo from
okay.
Superman to Clark Kent.
All right, so let's see here. So we've got 2 votes for the columns, 1 each for the gasoline and the autograph picture. Okay, Dominic.
Jailbreak, and the least favorite is the autograph.
Okay, so 2 votes for the autograph. And then let's see, it comes down to me. Okay, well, this one's already got 3 votes, so it's going to be number 1.
So break the tie.
Yeah, that's what I
pick your next best, and then break the tie for worst.
Yeah. So out of the tie, I'll go with Epstein Island.
Yes.
And then honestly, honestly, for me, the worst one is the chains. But we've got 2 here. So if I'm going to break the tie on this one, I'm going to go autograph Superman as the worst.
Now move the one that you don't like past the fire, I guess.
Well, I mean,
wait, no, Eric got the fire as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I would say kind of like the first 3 are this one, the last 2 are this. Anybody want to flop around the middle ones here?
Nah, I'm good with it.
Nah.
Okay.
No, it's good.
And the 10s. So Venkman, your favorite 10.
Leave it like it is.
All right. So 1 vote for Superman kicking an airplane. Eric.
Leave it.
All right, that's 2 votes. Zach.
Reverse it. Red, white, and blue. America, baby.
All right, that's
Superman of the Armed Forces.
1 vote for Superman and the Trist. England team.
I agree with Zach.
All right, 2-2. Dominic.
Yeah, I had to go. I'm gonna go with Clark and the plane.
Clark in the plane. He's got 3 votes. I'm going plane. That's 4-2. Plane wins. So here's your list. The bottom 8, we've got Bland Superman here. I believe this was issue 3. Issue number 1 there for the 8s. Here you see the stack up for the 9s, with the top one being the Jailbreak, which I believe is issue number 5, followed by, oh no, I'm sorry, this is issue 2. Issue 3 is Superman carting the child off to Epstein Island. Issue number 10, girl falling out of the airplane. Issue number 9, Superman breaking through the 4th wall. Then we've got issue 11 with Superman in the chains, and this is issue number 8 with Superman trying to battle some gangsters and explode stuff. Superman in the columns, which is issue number 4. Issue number 4, and then issue number 6. Superman autographing the book is the worst of the 9s, and our top 2 is issue number 7 with Superman about to stomp on an airplane, and of course issue number 12, Superman with the Army and the Navy in tow. There is our list. If you agree or disagree, please go ahead and put it in the comments. Otherwise, I think we are done for tonight. I have the stop sign there. I'll throw the stop sign up for taking a look at Superman Golden Age covers. And I think overall, it seems like the panel here was surprised about how well these kind of held up over 80 years or so.
Some of them are really simple, but still pretty darn good at their job, to tell you the truth.
Well,
Yeah,
also,
And
you can tell that the artists back then, they want the covers to not only give a foreshadowing of what will happen in the books, but they want to keep it simple and straight to the point and not overcomplicate things.
all right, and don't forget to vote in the poll, because in just a touch, I'm going to check it out. Movie version is awful, like insult names characters. Wait, what are we talking about?
And right now, it looks like my choice is winning the poll. So good job. Lots of people with good
And 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's check to see what wins this puppy. 14 votes. Thank you very much. Usually we have more, but I put this up late. 0 for Stray Dogs. Amazing Man got 21% of the vote. That's actually more than what I thought it would. Birthday covers 35, and it looks like my plan succeeded. Captain Carrot and his Amazing Zoo Crew. I don't know what I could have put up against Captain Carrot to get you guys to pick them, but there you go. Alrighty, so for the birthday, yay! Which probably means it'll be just me, or we won't do one on my birthday.
Yeah, no, Captain Carrot's great.
I agree.
So yeah, I know we were talking earlier. I'm gonna go see Daredevil here Thursday afternoon.
Daredevil has a movie?
I know.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Ben Affleck reprising his.
He is rumored, possibly, maybe, might be.
Please, yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, no, Deadpool and Wolverine. And I bought my ticket today, so 4:00 on a PLF screen here in town.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I could have gotten an earlier show, but Gail works, and it just looks like and all the other ones were sold to the point where all the good seats were taken.
I hate when that happens.
I have a feeling the theaters will be packed.
The reason why I decided to get a ticket for the first day is a couple movie reviewers that I more or less usually trust, came out and said it's fantastic. And the most important thing that, at least for me, they said is the cameos are actually part of the movie and do a service to the characters, unlike Doctor Strange Mouth of Madness or Method of Madness or whatever the hell that stupid movie is called. So just based on that, I'm like, okay, I'll go see it the first weekend.
Yep.
So
I'm looking forward to it. And of course, we'll have to reconvene here to talk about it on Friday, I guess. So, yeah. That being said, tomorrow we're going to be doing a short auction. I have to make about $100. That I have taken care of the electricity, but I want to make a trip to Breen's house for some books that will be in this week's auction. And yeah, there you go. So tomorrow we'll have a.
You don't have to worry about snacks. Just raid his refrigerator, get your cupboards, get some Trader Joe popcorn.
Mhm.
Yeah, he loves Trader Joe's popcorn.
Yeah, that's the whole thing there.
I have a
Because
fridge full of it.
right. Well, when we get there, we might want to hang out a bit, go grab lunch or something like that. Because at that point, me and I think Gail is joining me. We'll have been driving for 2.5 hours. There you go. But yeah, looking forward to it. Looking forward to meeting my good friend Eric.
Excuse me. You're good. What?
Friend.
He's not one of us. Bro.
I know. He just proved it.
No. The others at the end, friends. You get the name. It's not and the rest. Yeah.
We're all in friends.
It's Gilligan and the skipper, 2 millionaire and his wife, the movie star, and the rest. There's like 2 characters. You couldn't fucking finish it. That was it.
On Gilligan's Island.
I thought they did finish it, didn't they?
They
In the beginning they said the professor and Mary Ann, but then after a while they just cut those 2 off and went and the rest. So yeah. See, I know what I'm talking about.
So all right. And with that, we'll go ahead and wrap things up tonight. Again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us and ranking comic book covers. We really appreciate it. Once again, if you do like this sort of content and want to see more, click like and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications so you're notified anytime we have a live stream. If you want to help out the channel, you can drop $1 in the Ko-Fi. The address is there, ko-fi.com/England team from I Love Comics. So again, thank you very much and have a good night. We'll talk again soon.
See you all later.
Goodbye.